Anyways, so the assignment is, I want us to be able to, students do courses like English, mathematics, Python, Java. So I want you to allow them to input their course. So per course, you should grade whatever kind of the scores they enter per course. Give them the grading. Does that make sense? So if the user says I'm offering English, sociology, and Python, so they should be able to enter their scores for each course, and then you should do grading for each. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think you are just going to combine some things that we have used this evening. We've used, I'll just give you hints. We've used lists, right? So that said, let's move to, I think I mentioned another way you can do loop is while loop. How this works is, this one will keep repeating itself as long as the condition is being satisfied. So it's just from the English, while you are waiting, while you are eating. So it's like saying a continuous kind of statement, like to keep doing it while that condition is satisfied. Unlike this one that has a range, unlike this one that has a range or a specific value or item, this one will keep satisfying that condition so far the statement is true. So as far the condition is true, rather. So while I less than 10, I'm doing the same thing we did the other time, our hello world. Print hello class. So what do you think this is going to print to the screen?
Print hello class 10 times.
To print hello class, how many times?
10 times. 9 and 9 or 10.
9 times.
Yes.
So let's see. Who noticed what happened? It kept on printing. It's not stopping. That's because I didn't. Now I have to interrupt it myself. Now the mistake there is this: for a while loop, you have to put something that terminates the process. So let me first initialize my I to be 0, and then I'll put an increment. You understand? So I'll say I equals I plus 1. Let's see if is there any difference. So what this will do, let me explain. What this will do is, instead of it to keep, I only specified the condition, I didn't terminate it. With this, I'm kind of setting a kind of step. I gave it step. I'm saying each time you go, I is our iterating value. You understand? So I give it an increment of add one step, add one step. Initially, I has 0 inside it, right? So it will go, put 0, add 1.
Yes.
1 will be my first step. It will go again, put 0, put 1. 1 is now there, add 1. That will be my second step. So by the time it's calculated that, it add how many times inside it. So that was what made it print this. And please count this. This should not be up to 10. Okay, that's 10. That's because I started from 0. You understand?
Yes.
If I start this from 1, it's going to give me 9. So you can we get how this works?
Yes.
So let's move on. Hope we still remember the assignment. Now, there's something we've been using, but then I've not really explained what it is. Functions. So what are functions? I want to be sure I'm recording this. Okay. What are functions? So if a function is actually a code that performs some tasks and can be invoked by its name. Now, let's say block of code now that perform a particular task. So if I want to cook rice, how to cook rice, I can create a function to cook rice. So each time somebody comes and want to cook rice, all they have to do is to retrieve the name of that function that I've created, and then they start cooking rice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So a function may or may not take arguments. When I mean argument, I'm talking about the values that they use to perform a particular function. So it's possible a function is performing a particular task without using an external value. You understand? So the arguments are placed in parentheses in front of the function name. So the major syntax to define a function in Python is what I'm going to write now. Function, sorry. Function name into bracket param1 on and on like that. So are we seeing this colon again?
Yes.
So we've seen it in different places. For if, we've seen it in for, in if, and then we are seeing it in function declaration. So majorly for any programming language you're learning, just know the syntax. You will notice that sometimes I mostly do kind of relate it with other programming language. So by the time you are seeing something else, you know that, okay, this is not Python. So in another programming language, maybe probably what you will do is here, you put your curly brace, and then you put enter. Then whatever statement you want to put, you put them here. You understand? But in
Yes.
Python, you don't do that. You don't use this curly brace. So all you use is this. And each time I enter, I press enter here, it takes me here. That's what they call indentation. So the way we group or organize code in Python is through indentation. In other languages like C++, like Java, they use braces, your braces, yes, to arrange or to structure the code. Now let's move on. Now, if I want to call this function that I've created now, all I have to do is to, like, this is function definition first. Function definition. So there's something called function call. There's definition. Definition is the point where you write all the things that your function is doing or should do. Then function call. Call is you just saying, okay, oh, I know a function. Okay. Someone saying something. Ayobami. Or is that Emmanuel?
Sorry about that.
All right. So at this point, you can see I'm not putting any colon or writing any statement. All I'm doing is to call this function. So let me comment all this out because I'm just showing us the syntax here. This is not the code. You can call this a pseudocode or an algorithm, however way you want to call it. So let's write the code now. Now, there are two types of functions in, we like to write to say in any programming language, we have to user-defined functions and then inbuilt functions. We've used some inbuilt functions earlier, like our dot insert is an inbuilt function. Our dot upper, dot lower, they are inbuilt functions. You understand? That means they have been defined somewhere. You understand? And then whatever task they will perform has been stated inside them. Are we following? So
yes,
all we did when we used them was to do what? We only called them. Do we understand?
yes,
This range is a function. We didn't define it. All we did was to call it, to use it. Do you understand? This our print. Print is a function. So mostly, how do you recognize a function? Once you see something that has two brackets in front, that's a function. Now let's go to user-defined functions now. So now, what are user-defined functions? Those functions that specifically you are the one that define what purpose or what task is going to carry out. So you can choose to give it parameters or not. So let's start. So I want to define a function that does something. I want to build a simple calculator. So function for a simple calculator. Now, how do we declare function? So I'll say this keyword must be there. I didn't put it when I was talking to us about the syntax the other time. So this keyword def must be there. It's showing you that you are defining. So def, I call it calc because it's doing calculation, nothing more. So it's taking two. So it's going to take in two parameters, and then I will have my keys. So I want to declare. I'm telling it what to do. It's taking two numbers or two parameters. Then I want to tell it what exactly to
yes,
do with these two things that it's taking. I'm telling it, please add it to, please add it to. You understand?
yes,
So each time this function is called, all it's going to be doing is to adding two numbers and returning the value or the answer rather. So let me say return. Return. What's it going to return? Return add. Now, should I run this? Now, if I run this, nothing will happen. Do you know?
yes. You have
Because
to.
all I've done is I've defined it. I've not called it.
You have not called it.
Yeah. So I see nothing is happening at the console. So
Yes,
I will have to call this to use it. And how did I say we are going to call? Just use the function name. And then you can
yes,
see already bringing our function here. The same way when
yes,
we wanted to use the insert to bring something like this and tell us what parameters it's taking, what values it's going to take. So the same way I'm going to do, it's showing me that it's taking two values, num1 and num2. So let me say
yes.
that I'm passing
Two.
20 and 45 inside it. You understand? So
Yes.
maybe
Okay.
me on this end, I just want to store it inside sum. And I want to print sum. Print sum. Can we see?
Yes.
Yep.
So that was exactly how all those input functions we've been using. That was how they were defined. They were defined somewhere we are not seeing it. All the user will be seeing is this aspect. And you see something like this in, is it Excel, Microsoft Excel, where you can do some. So you should understand what is working behind it or the logic
Yeah.
behind it. Let's do this. I'm coming. I want us to do something. Write a function.
Is that an assignment?
Is a task. We'll do it now. Then anybody that is
Okay.
done shares his or her screen. So you tell me you are done, then I will allow you to share screen. So I'm trying to see how to compose. So write a function that that calculates area of a circle. Did we copy?
Yep.
Ellie. Ayobami. Toby.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Ianu. So
Yeah, I can hear you.
Did we copy the question? Did we get the question? So the question is
Calculate the
for you to
function of.
write a function.
Okay.
What the function is going to do is going to be calculating the area of a circle. So what's mathematics formula for area of a circle? What's the mathematics formula? Mathematical formula.
Pi r squared.
Thank you. So pi r squared.
That's great.
So let's write a function to do that. Somebody on their laptop within 5 minutes. Then anybody that is done, share your screen. Let's see what you did. I hope we are all with our devices, laptop or phone.
Yeah.
So now, first thing I can just give us hints to know is you need a formula. In the case of this one, the formula was this. You understand? Num1 plus num2. So I asked now, and they've told us the formula for area of a circle. We know it's pi r squared. On your keyboard, are you going to see that sign of pi? You won't see it. So I represent my pi with this pi. Now, it's supposed to be pi r squared. And you know, there's something called implied multiplication. I don't think it's allowed in program. In mathematics, you can put pi r squared. But the full meaning of pi r squared is pi times r raised to power 2, right?
Yes.
So all you have to do is pi times r then raised to power 2. That's your formula, right? If you're not using this, there is a built-in function for raised to power. I think it's called power. P-O-W. I think I've given us enough hints. So can we start turning in our answers?
Sorry, my laptop died, so I can't join the
The tax, right?
class.
Manner.
Yes, I just joined with my
Yeah,
phone.
sorry. No problem. But you just note the question, then you can do it later.
Yes.
Is
Yes,
there
I
anything
know.
you missed? Did you miss anything?
No. Actually, get it. Actually, get it.
Okay, fine. I hope others are doing it. Is anyone done?
Nope.
So, Teresa, I don't have, I've not installed Python yet. I just joined today. So I've written mine on paper. I don't know if it will work. Do I write it on like Word and then I share my screen?
Yes.
Okay, let me.
Also, there's actually an online platform. There are online editors that you can use where you can run your code.
Okay. Sorry,
But then
my own online editor is not like this one.
obviously,
Hello.
it will be like this.
It's not like the template you're using.
Yeah, I know.
Hello. Yes,
Hello.
I have mine done.
Okay, wait,
I don't know if I can use general.
let's take Ellen first because she finished first. So
Okay.
Ellen, share yours, then follow like that. So please, anybody that is not anybody.
Yeah, I finished, but I've written on paper, so I'm just transferring it on Word.
Okay. So yeah, we are not done yet, right? So another person should pick.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have Ayobami. Is it the next person? So you just know how. And please, every other person, mute yourself if you are not talking because the video is being recorded and we don't want some background noises like different things being hearing on the background. So Ayobami, you are sharing your screen now, please. I'll stop sharing so that you can share. Did you copy that before I stop sharing?
Okay, I was about to say that I'm actually using my phone to
Okay.
connect, but I've done it on my system. So if I can just use my phone camera to show you.
Okay, so you want to use camera. Oh, no problem. But then I think you can share on your phone too. So let's have whatever way that you want to show us. Your camera, share your camera, show yourself, show the work. Can we have you? Ayobami.